Wrong button. You see that? Hear that? That's all the locals staying off my lawn. Yeah, that's the sound of it. There's nobody coming up, nobody messing with us. I don't see a compy in sight. I mean, there's a little red blip over there that's setting off Perry, but he's still on the opposite side. He's fine. Oh, yeah. I can sit out here, sipping on my coffee. Oh, this is great. All right. Yeah. And see, that's one of the biggest problems with this area right here is all sorts of different bad things want to come in and eat your face. But yeah, if you don't let them eat your face, then they're not eating your face. It really is that simple. All right. But yeah, I do think there are a couple little things I wouldn't mind adding on down here. What are you? Oh, you're a Troodon. Okay. Yeah, how does it feel to be on the opposite side of the gate? Yeah, I saw you poop. You're pooping over there. All right? Thanks. All right? Then that Therizina can step in it. All right? I'm not stepping in your poop anymore. All right, but yeah, on this spot right here, yeah, Rexes could walk over this, and I was checking out the comments. Rexes could. But I was thinking about actually putting down, on the opposite side of this, a couple metal spikes. I mean, I think that would actually be rather good. I mean, put out like a layer or two of spikes out there, and nothing's walking over it. It's fine. But yeah, other than that, I mean, a Bronto could step on it, but yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, I'm not too worried about that. All right, but yeah, other than that, I mean, this fence is working amazing. This is just great. And then also, I built it far enough away, I still have my bushes. Yay! Look, bushes. Bushes are good. Yeah, they give me berries and narcos and all sorts of cool stuff. Isn't that right, old Spud? You don't care. You're just looking majestic up on your rock. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep on keeping on. You're good. All right. But yeah, today what I want to do, I want to... Why are you in the floor? Get over here. Yeah, you. Alright, but today what I want to do, I want to head over to... Well, I want to go take a look at a couple spots for underwater taming, or for underwater breeding areas. Because we still have these guys right here. And let me grab an extra one of these just in case. Let's see. And then just in case we see something while we're out and about. We get some of these going. And then from here, yeah, we're going to go take a look at a couple really good spots for underwater breeding areas. Yeah, I mean, honestly, we may build one today. I kind of am looking forward to building one today. But for now, I'm actually, honestly, we're going to go, the title of this video, the best places to build underwater breeding area, underwater breeding pens on the island, because that is kind of important. I mean, yeah, you could breed in all sorts of different places, but is it really going to be super safe? Are you really going to be left alone to your devices while you're tending to little babies and not have to worry about something coming in and then eating them? And we're also going to take out, I mean, we're probably going to take out Tap's Jar. I would love to take out Lemon Pepper over here and then see what, how viable, a fully imprinted Terror Bird is as a main mount, but that's going to have to wait for a little bit because today we're going to be going around to a few different places because there are some actually really good spots on the map that you can use for breeding areas. Oh, actually, we're also going to take Phoo as well. I mean, if we're going out, we may as well take Phoo. I mean, if the weight doesn't matter, then the weight doesn't matter. So we're going to take you, dude. Come on, man. All right. I'm on, Super Pinky. All right, but yeah, down below, I was taking a look at this right here, and I may actually just build down here. It's not super ideal, but it is right below the main base. I mean, if I were to take and, like, section off part of this, but then again, also, a thing that you have to realize, here, let me show you, is that with the babies, sometimes they'll get into these, underneath these rocks right here. They'll just kind of just be wandering about and get in there, and then, yeah, you're not getting it out of there until it decides it wants to get out of there. It's like playing with a toddler inside of a rock. It's just not a good idea for anyone involved. I'm just saying, right? I mean, it'll be in there laughing and, you know, joking. It's like, oh, he's trying to get us, And you're just like, yeah, can you please come out? I'm doing this for your safety. He's like, no, I'm fine. And then you know, of course, then after a while, you're just gray. Yeah, and then that's the way that is. All right, let's go take a look at the first one. The first one over here is the Hidden Valley. And the Hidden Valley is really good, but there are a few different bad things that are involved, and I have to get this yellow drop. It is calling my name. Right, hold on. Yellow drop, calling my name. Please don't have a Giga in the area. Could have been worse. All right, you know, honestly, I haven't even seen yet if there's a Giga up there, but that is a cool looking Bronto. Oh my gosh. Dude, you're on Giga. Oh, never mind. You're fighting something. Something's eating you. What is eating you? What? There goes. Oh, it's Rex. Oh, okay. I was like, oh, hey, is that a Giga up there eating them? Could it possibly be? No, it's not. All right, let's head over to the Hidden Valley area. All right, the Hidden Valley area it's pretty good. It really is. There are, I mean, once in a while, like, wow. Okay, so this one has a rather hefty beaver population. That's kind of a good sign. If there's a hefty beaver population, it means that there's a lack of piranha in there. Because they'll kind of take it up. And also you get a bunch of, hello? Dude! Okay, also you get a bunch of beaver dams and stuff like that, but yeah. There are going to be some piranhas in here, but I doubt if there's going to be a lot. And that's just the way it works. But yeah, this right here, you can have rampant piranha spawns in here. I mean, I think it can spawn up to like 12 at a time. It's quite impressive at times. I've actually had a base on here that just went over and it was floating above here. I had pillars down in there that should have cut off the spawn. It did not. The piranhas, they were very resistant. So this spot right here has resistant piranhas. So if you were to build a water breeding area in here, you would, if you wanted it completely safe, you would have to cordon it off. Build like something that went from the top of the water all the way down to the bottom. It is doable, but it's not ideal. I mean, you could totally do it, but yeah. Also, you get raptors on the outside and stuff like that. It can get nasty over here, but for the most part, it is pretty safe. So yeah, this right here, this is the first one that I'd like to take a look at. It's good. Honestly, on a scale of 0 to 10, I'd probably put about a 7, maybe a 7.5. It's decent. It's good. It's very doable. All right, let's go take a look at another one. And just for reference, Hidden Valley is located way up here. Up here in the very top corner. All right, here's another decent one, and this one right here is underneath the green obelisk. And what I'm looking for in these breeding pen areas, the underwater breeding areas, it's a space that is big enough so where you can actually have the babies grow to full, like say like a Mosa or a Tuso, and then or a Basilosaurus, and then also have it. You know, also have to deal with the small ones like the Diplocalus, the frogs, such like that, without too much worry. And wow, we are really hot right now. Yeah, baby. All right. But yeah, so this one right here, underneath here, I mean, honestly, if you're going to be breeding one at a time, you could totally do it. But it does get a little bit cramped, so while it is feasible, honestly, this one right here, if you were breeding the small stuff, I would say, yeah, it's okay. Matter of fact, for the small stuff, it would probably be rating up probably about, I mean, I'd say about a 7.5, maybe even an 8. Just because, I mean, all you have to do is really just clear out the outside, and then you don't really have to worry about too much. Yeah, once in a while, things will fall off the edge, but honestly, if you're breeding things down here, you've got more than enough to be able to cover your butt while you're down here. So, yeah, honestly, if you were down here breeding, I would say breed the smaller stuff. Stuff like Mosas, honestly, that would take it down to probably about a 4. Moses, Tusos, I mean, there's really just not that much room down here. So, yeah, if you're breeding frogs and Diplocaulus and other smaller stuff, like anglerfish, actually, can you breed anglerfish? I'm not sure. But yeah, I've never tried breeding anglerfish. That's something we'll have to try. But yeah, if you were breeding Diplocaulus and frogs down there, I'd say it would like an 8. It's good. But if you're breeding Moses and Tusos and Basilosauruses, way down to way down to like a 4. It's really not that good for that. All right, let's get moving over to the next spot. All right, now when you're coming out like this, it is easy to actually just go, oh, okay, well, here's this opening to the lake right here, where you could just, you know, cordon off little section right here and another little section right here, and those actually make rather good pens. They just take a lot of building to do. Here, I have to get this yellow drop. It's calling my names like Phlinger. And you hear it? I hear it. It's like chiming every once in a while. See, it just went off again. Parasaur saddle and a laser attachment blueprint. You know how much we've never wanted that. All right, so, but yeah, things like down here, they do work, and you can make really good-looking ones as well. It's like you can have it so where it's sectioned off over here, and then you can have it so where it comes over like this. You can make really cool little bridge areas that go across, down with ramps that just lead directly down into the water. Then over here, you can have another one that just kind of mirrors it on this side. Yeah, you do have to worry about, you know, every once in a while something will fall into it or something like that. Depends on how you build it. And those do work really, really well. And you can make those really, really good. So things like this, if you can just find something like this and then set it down, it does take a lot of building. And you will have to work on a lot of pillar builds. So if you're up for something like that, you can turn something like this, because right now, if you were to breed in it, I would give it maybe a 2. Not good. But if you were to build something like that, a massive structure in here, yeah, you could turn it into something like a 7, maybe 7.5. So keep an eye out for things like that. And then also just be aware of, you know, the things that you want to be, you know, you want to commit yourself to, because honestly, when it comes to something like that, yeah, it is a commitment, but it does pay off in the long run, which is good. So yeah, all right, let's get over here to one of the ones that is just inherently amazing, and that is Herbivore Island. You guys ready for some time travel here? Let's see if our stamina goes. All right, time travel engaged. And bam! How's that for some good time travel? Right? All right, but yeah, this spot down here, this is inherently just amazing. I mean, granted, it does kind of suffer from, you know, you need to cordon it off a little bit, which does take quite a bit of building. But honestly, with just a few behemoth gates, you could easily section this thing off. Yeah, because even with laying down behemoth gates, you'll have some gaps and stuff like that. It does work. But it does make it extremely ugly, but it is totally doable. But right now, in its current state, if you were to just clear out all the stuff on the inside, and because the sharks, they don't naturally spawn in here. They actually spawn out there and kind of work their way in. These are the ones that have kind of followed me over the time. There used to be a lead sickness in here. But yeah, these ones in here, this spot right here, is just naturally probably about a 6.5, maybe a 7, maybe even a 7.5. It is really, really good. But if you were to cordon it off, and no matter how ugly you make it, no matter how pretty you make it, and some of the builds here can actually be very, very pretty, you can actually turn this into an outright 9.5. I mean, it's really good. It's not going to be absolutely perfect, but it will be really, really amazing. The only problem that you're really going to have is the babies. They'll go into the foliage down below, and you're like, oh, man, this is frustrating. But yeah, no matter how frustrating that is, it is still really, really good. So this is a good spot for underwater breeding. All right, let's go to the next good spot. All right, now we have over here by what I like to call Stonehenge. It's just a bunch of big standing rocks. Yeah, it's just big craggy bits that come up. There's a big lake over here. That is a really, really, really good spot for breeding. The only problem is without cryopods, it is not very good at all. Because this channel of the river right here is too small for things like mosas and such to fit down. So you have to, please don't aggro. No. Really? Okay. All right. So you have to stick them in cryopods and come down like this. So you have to worry about the cryopod cooldown and all sorts of such. But this area down here is really, really good. I mean, you've got sections over here, and it's actually kind of normally sectioned off. So you could have, like, you know, Tuso breeding over there in the deepest parts. You could have, like, a Mosa breeding over here. And then over here you could have, like, a Basilosaurus breeding kind of thing. And just kind of work your way around, you know? And if you want to build something down here, cool. If not, cool. But yeah, it does take cryopods in order to get them down here because that channel is just so shallow. But yeah, once you're down here, it's actually not too bad. Yeah, I mean, on the beach, you'll have things like Dillos and Carnos and stuff like that. So yeah, here I would give this naturally probably about a 7.5, maybe an 8. It's pretty good. It does take cryopods to get down here, but other than that, really good. And then for breeding the smaller stuff, yeah, it's good. Yeah. All right, so yeah, I would say it's probably about the same for the smaller stuff. Not bad. And then you can get into, there is this one spot down here that is absolutely amazing. And here, let me show you it. All right, we'll get to that other spot here in just a sec. But I was flying past this spot, and I had to call this spot out. This spot right here is actually really, really good. And then for the other spots that I didn't open up the map, it's just all along this whole southern shore. But this spot right here, this is the one I think that would, if you were to call it out, most people would be like, oh, where is that? Yeah, this is it. This one right here, this is decent for doing the smaller stuff, but you have all sorts of other problems on the outside that you're going to have to worry about. I would say this one right here, while a lot of people would be, they'd feel just drawn to it, it's really not that good for breeding. So I would kind of avoid that one as well. All right, now for the deep stuff, for the big dinos, this right here is generally my favorite spot for breeding, like the Tusos, the Mosas, the Basilosauruses, because it is just so open. I mean, it is deep water in there. That is good stuff. You can build like a little bridge that goes along here. You can build a little bridge that goes along the other side over here, and they can look really, really dang good. You could even put behemoth gates up. You will get every once in a great while, you'll have something spawning in here. But it's really, really easy to take care of. Just leave like some mantas or something on, you know, on neutral, and they'll take care of it really, really easily. It's pretty good. But yeah, and when I say by the small stuff, you'll get like, you know, a jellyfish, and you'll get like maybe a manta. It's nothing bad at all. And most of the stuff actually starts out here in this channel and then works its way in there over time. It's the same thing as this one over here. They normally work themselves out here and then bring themselves in through the channel. Because this channel right here, you can bring all sorts of stuff in through these channels. They're rather deep. This one, not as much as the other one. The other one over there is really deep. And this right here on the map, this is the, oh, this is the red obelisk. So, yeah, it's a great spot. I would rank this one as probably about a 9.5. The only problem is, and that's for the big ones. The small ones, it's actually a little bit too big for the small ones. So I would say they're a little bit less, probably about an 8, maybe an 8.5. But yeah, this is a really, really good spot. So yeah, if you're looking for all sorts of underwater breeding, the red obelisk, I mean, seriously, it's got it seriously going on. I need to get some stamina before we head to the next one, because there's a couple more I really want to show you guys. All right, this one right here, this is another really, really good spot. And this one's just naturally good. This is over here, way over here on this little peninsula, the bit of the lake in between the ocean and, I mean, over here, the jungle. And once again, it does suffer the same problem as the rather shallow channel. So if you have big things like mosas and stuff, they're not going to be able to fit down here. But with cryopods, they'll come down, and you've got just so much room down here. I mean, this is really, really good. And then it's, if you don't want the entire area, you can actually have just this one section over here that is really, really good. And here, let me show you. It's up here on the edge, where right here in the corner where it just kind of naturally curves around, that section right there, you can actually just build a bit of wall that goes from here over to there. I mean, yeah, it does take a lot of resources, but it'll give you all of this right here that you can just naturally use as a breeding area, and this is a really good spot. So this spot right here, the lake, I'd probably give it about 9. Yeah, it's good. It's really good, especially for the big stuff. The smaller stuff, once again, I'd probably say maybe about an 8. But the smaller stuff, if you wanted to, you're going to go over to my favorite spot. And hold on one more time. This right here is right here. And in here, you will have to worry about sarcos every once in a while. They do spawn up on the shore. Matter of fact, right by where that blue drop is coming down, that's a known sarco spot. You see the sarco right there. And they spawn on the land here, not in the water. So, yeah. But for the small stuff and some of the big stuff, this one right here is my absolute favorite for breeding the small stuff. Nothing comes in, nothing you have to worry about. It is completely self-contained, and nothing spawns here. And this is right here on the map. This spot right here is my absolute 100% favorite spot for breeding the smaller stuff. It is just so good. Here, let me get down inside here. Come on, Phoo, we're going swimming. All right, I mean, down in here, this is great. I mean, look at this. I mean, if you wanted to, you could even breed a couple Basilosaurus down here and such. But for the most part, for the small stuff, the frogs, the Diplodocus, stuff like that, yeah, this right here is my favorite spot for breeding them. It is just absolutely amazing down there. Yeah, and I think when I do build one, I'm going to put it probably underneath there. I think that is really, really good spot. All right, so anyway, wow, we went all across the southern bits of the island. And the reason I didn't cover the snowy bits up top, matter of fact, let me go back into K mode. The reason I didn't cover the snowy bits up top also is because they get really, really cold. There's a couple up there that are decent up in the ocean, up on the islands that are directly north of me, actually, but they're really, really cold. You have to deal with some serious cold while you're up there, which is generally, I mean, if you're into stuff like that, I mean, yeah, you can do it. Matter of fact, I'll show you one really good one here really quick that I wouldn't recommend, but a lot of people would swear by. All right, here we are. It's way out here on the edge, way up here, and this has got this really cool spot down here, but as you can see, it does have an opening to the outside of the deep ocean. So you will get all sorts of different things that just naturally come through there. It is good for breeding, but honestly, I don't recommend it. But a lot of people, they swear this is just like one of the best things. And I think it would be a shame not to at least mention it. If you're interested in this and you want to be kind of self-contained up here and then just kind of left alone to your own devices, this is a good spot for it. Once again, this is up here on this island. And, of course, it's really cold. There's, yeah. So, but, yeah, it's good. It is good. All right, and there was one last one before I close out the video that I had to mention, and it's this right here. This spot right here, this is this lake right above the red obelisk, which is, it's kind of good, but honestly, it looks like the water has too much tannin in it, which turns the water... you know, it's the runoff that comes from the vegetation and stuff that comes through here that turns the water brown. And it's actually a natural thing. I'm chuffed every time I see this, that they included this kind of thing in Ark, because I think it is just absolutely amazing that they would do that, because it's stuff that happens in real life. So yeah, but this river right here, let me show you. It looks like it's good. It's deceptive, because here, let me show you. Oh, okay, there's a lot of compies right here. All right, so while you can get in here, one sec. You see, is there a safe spot I can land without having to worry about too many compies? Yeah, here we go. All right, you get in here, and you can't see squat. I mean, yeah, it's really not that good of a spot for breeding. So if you're looking for tiny little babies in there, yeah, good luck. I mean, seriously, good luck. All right, but yeah. So anyway, I hope this video helps you out. Yeah, so All right, so that's gonna do it for today. So hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. It really helps me out. If you're new around here, subscribe. And until next time, this is Phlinger Phoo, and take it easy, everybody.